Hey, this is Brother Barnes. We're still naming and balancing chemical compounds. Remember that I will have the cutouts and the answers in a link below the video. We've got to learn how to do this stuff because we need to learn how to balance compounds so that we can balance formulas and do mass, and gram and mole calculations and the like. Remember that there are some metals that, like copper, that can have variable oxidation numbers. So if you put copper with a sulfate ion, it's kind of roughly supposed to match. That would be called copper sulfate. It's actually copper 2 sulfate. And we probably should specify that in the written name for sure, not necessarily in the formula. I want you to write those over here to the right. Some metals, though, have basically the same oxidation number. Like magnesium is almost always +2 as far as I've seen it. What would you call this? Magnesium sulfate. This is called a polyatomic ion, and polyatomic ions are named and moved around as units. You don't break it apart. You just call it what it is. So it'll be important for you at some point to get a hold of a polyatomic ion sheet. I may develop one, perhaps. If not, I'm sure you can find one on the internet easily. Let's get a little bit more nutty here. Let's move this iron up to here, and let's get this out of the way. I need this out of the way. I've got another iron, so I basically want to make iron sulfate. This is going to be iron 3 sulfate. Why? Because the oxidation numbers on the iron total up to 6, and the 3 sulfates that we're going to match up are going to total up to 6, and it's going to make a neutral compound. So let's, oh come on, hold on. Okay, there we go. Let's grab a hold of this one. I want you to cut all these out, paste them together, write the formulas and the names down correctly. This may not work. I knew that was going to happen. Hold on. When I get kind of close, it kind of whacks out. It tries to think I'm attempting to merge cells when I'm not. So that's iron 3 sulfate. How would you write it out, and how would you write the chemical formula for it? This one is a little bit tricky. Remember I told you a minute ago that when you have polyatomics, they have to act as a unit. So when you write these down to get 3 of them, you've got to put it in parentheses, and you'll see on my answer key. Keep going.